Top of the morning, my world. It's your boy Kish, my world, coming to you here from Stockholm, Sweden. I am in Sweden right now, but I thought, why not give you a small, story about the most scary experiences that I've had while I've been in my travels. It's been a lot of scary things that have happened, but I'm gonna just concentrate on three today. I think that's enough, and I'll give you more in the future as we go. And without wasting much time, let's jump straight to the number one, which was actually in my home country in Kenya.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it, see how.
So guys, here in Kenya, this thing happened actually in the heart of the pandemic. The pandemic had just hit in 2019. And so basically, I went there in 2020 with Jackie. And this was her first time actually coming to Africa. Not actually to Africa, she'd been before to her home country in Eritrea. But as an adult person, this was her first time coming to Africa. So we decided to go to Kenya, and it was a really, really lovely time. We went to the coast, we went to Mombasa, we went to, the national parks. It was an exciting time. But when we arrived in Nairobi, actually something very scary happened to us. As you know, during the COVID period, there was a lockdown in Kenya and there was quarantine. So after 9 o'clock, I think people were not allowed to be outside, but the flight that we took was actually arriving into Kenya at around 11 o'clock. So we landed safely in Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And then as we were there in the customs, they were checking our documents, COVID tests, everything, because we did COVID tests and everything. A guy comes and he tells us, yo, let me help you guys to come in front of the line because there's a lot of people. I don't know why he specifically chose us, and it was right there at the entrance, at the entrance, like when you exit the airplane towards the immigration. And then I was like, oh yeah, let's do that, because I don't know, for some reason he just thought we are okay, guys. We looked like we were okay. So we went straight to the line with him. They checked my Kenyan passport, it was okay. I went through, they checked Jackie's paper, they checked the what is it called, the COVID test, and everything was okay. Then the guy helped us. We went outside. Of course, I know this is Kenya, you obviously have to give him a small, something small for helping you go smoothly. So we went well through customs, everything, until we got out. And then he was like, right now he's not allowed to go outside, so I can help you guys get a taxi. And it was after 9, so it was 11 o'clock. So I can get you a taxi and make sure that you get to your destination with no problems. And then he showed us he had like a pass which allowed him to travel at night. And then I was thinking, wow, this is so nice, because this guy basically, he helped us through immigration. Like, I don't even know how he got access all the way there, but somehow he did. He helped us from immigration, he helped us through the journey through customs all the way. And we were like, oh, this is really nice. And then so we asked him how much is the taxi. We negotiated. He actually gave us a good price, about 2,000 shillings, and it was at night, so it was like really nice. And I was like really impressed. I even asked for his number so that I can use him if I need to travel back, if we're traveling at night. So anyways, we get into the taxi and the guy starts driving off. He gets out of the airport. And basically, when you get out of the gate of the airport in Nairobi, you're supposed to swing to the right and then take the highway all the way to the city center. But then we go and it's pitch dark. This guy takes a left, and I'm like, I know the place, and I'm like, are we, where are we going? Are we going the right way? Then he's like, relax, I'm just gonna go and take a shorter way. And I'm thinking, this is not a shorter way, So basically the guy starts driving in the opposite side, and it's pitch dark, like we can't see anything. And immediately now I started feeling like something is wrong. Like I had a really bad feeling. I was wondering, like, why is he going? And then he like goes off-road, and then he starts to veer into like rough terrain. And then I'm like, oh shit, we have been kidnapped. Like, this is a very bad thing, My heart starts pounding. So I'm trying to keep it cool, and I don't want to Jackie to freak out, because she doesn't really know much. She's just arrived in Kenya. So then she's like there, and she's wondering why it's so dark, And then I just started asking this guy, like, where are we going actually? Because I don't know, it's so dark here. And then he's like, you know what, because the construction is happening on this side, I'm going through the opposite side, like through the terrains, so that we save time, so that that we get onto the main road, and then I need to get some gas in the gas station. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, is this guy playing us or what? So like in the thick of the night, he just goes into some bushes there. But true to his word, he actually went to the gas station, got some gas, and then he started driving on the wrong side of the road. Like cars are coming this way, he's going this way and all the way, just to get back, like to a shorter way to get back to the main highway. And at this point, I was just thinking, this guy is like definitely crazy or something. So I was like ready to, you know, to attack or do whatever it took. But thank God, actually, he actually meant what he was saying. So we actually went out, we drove through the wrong side after all that scare, then we went to the main road. But still I was skeptic, you know. I was just hoping like if he tries to like make a phone call, if maybe we are stopped somewhere, I was just thinking, what do I have in my possession? How much money do I have? I was just thinking, okay, we're just gonna lose everything, but I just hope they don't harm us, you know. But apparently it wasn't like that. He joined the main highway, and then he took us all the way to the hotel where we were staying, and I was so relieved, like everything worked out so well. But I think that definitely was one of the most scariest times that I've experienced. And it's so funny because I don't think Jackie knew the magnitude of how this thing was in her eyes, because for me I was like, we are definitely screwed here, you know. So at least that worked out well. And the next scary travel story I want to share with you actually is just gonna go back to my home country in Kenya, and this time it was about, I think it's about 6 or 7 years ago. And there was a point where I had gone to a place called Magadi, and there's like a natural reserve, and there's like, you know, wild animals there. There's like lions, there's like, you know, elephants, there's like everything, you name it, there's a lot of animals there. So it was at this point, I had decided I'd gone there, and then I was supposed to meet up with a friend of mine who was working like a work ranger, and then he told me we're gonna go for the safari, you know, early in the morning to go and look for animals with some Americans who are doing some research, you know. So yeah, we got there early in the morning, 6 o'clock. We got up. No, actually, it was like 5 o'clock. Very, very early in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock. We got up, and then the car came, and it was like you know, a pickup. So there was the driver in front of there. There was the researcher on his side because he had like the tracking device, because they had put tracks on the lions. And then there was me and the ranger in the back of the truck, and we were just like, you know, holding on and just, you know, moving, and so that we had really actually good views. So it was really, really early in the morning. It was a bit dark, it was cold, so we were driving, and then the American there was there just tracking, and then we came to the radar where the lions apparently were in the vicinity. So as we were stopping there, the driver happens to see from his side mirror, because now it was a bit brighter, like there was something charging towards us, and actually the lion that we were following was actually coming towards us in full speed, you know. So the driver just engages gear, starts the car off, and he veers off. So as we were standing there, we actually not seeing it, because me and my friend the ranger, we were looking at this side, but the animal was actually coming from behind us. So we just feel the car, he like immediately like cranks it up, and then we're like in this motion, you know, and then he starts driving as fast as he can. And you know, it's rocky terrain, like it's not, you know, tarmac road, it's like Maram road, so it's like going up and down. So we're driving fast, we're holding on to our lives, and then we look behind and we see this thing, like literally it was like within 1 meter to us, and he's like driving, and it's just coming and coming. But of course the car was much faster. So we are really going, and we're holding on to dear life. And this guy, I think he freaked out so much because he drove almost 10 minutes, you know. So me and this guy, we were just like there, we're like, so now we are freaking out. We're thinking, is it still coming? Because we could see it, like I think I saw it for like 4 seconds when it was running towards us. And then when we went too much, it just, you know, turned and went its way. But the driver kept going until we got to a place where it's like flat and it was safe. So now we are there, and we are like really shaken up. We're being thrown up and down in the truck, everything like that. Then we came to a stop, and then he jumps out with the researcher. They come and they check, hey, you guys okay? And then we are like there, we are freaking out, you know, adrenaline rush, we are not understanding what's happening. Then he's like, yeah, we're okay, you know. We told him we were okay, and then he said, wow, you know, that was really close, that thing was jumping towards you guys. But that was really scary actually, because I think that lion, in my brain, I thought that lion was actually coming to attack us, because it was very early in the morning. But we later came to realize that that lion was actually had no intent of attacking us. You know, it was about 3 years or 4 years. It was still a cub, you know. Of course, it's really huge. It was a male with all the mane and everything, but it was a young, playful lion also. So it, like, you know, when they're in the wild, they like to hunt, you know, and just play around. So that hunt it was doing, it was only for fun. I don't think it was really intending to attack us, but thank God we didn't stay to realize. Yeah, but that was one of the most scariest moments of my life, when that lion was just charging towards us, and then how the driver took off, and then being, in the car, being thrown up and down. And I was just thinking, oh shit, this guy's gonna throw, like literally it would throw us up in the air, but we were holding on to dear life to the rails there, so that was definitely scary, and that was that's number 2 of my travel scaring things. And to the final scary story of the day, because I'm gonna give you just 3 today. The final scary story of the day in my travel vlogs happened this summer. And again, I was with Jackie this time around, and we had gone to Malta, and it was really, really beautiful in Malta. We had a nice time. We saw everywhere where the Game of Thrones was shot. We saw the buildings. We saw the lifestyle there. Then after our holiday, this amazing hotel where we lived, so we were coming back home, and we got in the flight, and then the flight just took off smoothly, and we were in the air smoothly. Everything was going fine, and we were just, enjoying our flight home, coming back to Sweden. So when we were approaching the Swedish airspace, we got here, and then we started now taking the descent, coming down to Arlanda. And of course, when you're in the air, you could, the pilot has already said, safety belts, sit down, prepare for landing. And of course, it takes a couple of minutes. If you're used to flying, you'll know how much it will take. So we come down, and we feel that we're descending, and we're descending. Then suddenly we come, and when we are about to touch down on the runway, the plane suddenly takes a dive, and it goes back up. And then I could really feel like, oh my gosh, something is happening here, because like the pilot didn't say anything, the air hostesses didn't say anything. We were all seated there, we were all strapped, so you could feel the descent. Then again, all of a sudden you feel the ascent, and then we went back in the air, and I could see now the nose is going up again, and then we started now going again round. Then I started freaking out, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Like, this is not normal. We were supposed to land. When I look at the landing time, it was when we were supposed to land, but then we were in the air again for a while, and immediately I just knew there's something that's not really normal here. So we hear the bell, ding, ding, and the captain speaks. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. And at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Are we being attacked? In the ground, is there something happening? And it's like, I am sure you guys probably have noticed that we are a bit below schedule of landing. And you probably have noticed that also we were taking off, but now we are ascending again. But it's because we have been informed by the ground crew that there's an animal that was run over in the runway, and it is dead. I think it was a rabbit or something. Like, I don't remember. It was just an animal, but that was just a sigh of relief. It's like, yeah, so unfortunately we have to be delayed because we had to be rerouted again and like go all around for about 15 minutes, like it's actually a big deal apparently. So we had to be rerouted, and then to come back to the landing. So we were told, so just sit and keep your seatbelts on, but we're gonna do a landing. We're gonna attempt to land again in a few minutes. But unfortunately, the animal did not make it. It died, and so we were like, because people also were a bit wondering what's happening. So at least we were a bit relieved that nothing huge is happening. So yeah, so we went round. We flew. I think we flew around Stockholm again, and then we came back and we did the landing very nice and smoothly. And yeah, we made it safely down here. But that was definitely scary because you do not imagine the feeling of when you're about to land and then you see it taking back again. You never know, because when you watch TV, you see like maybe there's a landing problem, or maybe there's problem in the ground, or maybe there's something that's like your brain just goes crazy wondering what has happened. So yeah, guys, it's your boy Kish my world. This has been 3 of my scariest moments in travel. I actually have a lot more which I'm gonna bring up in future videos probably. But if you wanna see more of this, give the video a like, comment below, share it with your friends, and yeah, let's do this. Kish my world. Boom.